Alright, Mark here from the Adventure Channel. We are going to do a little gear review, I guess, maybe like a gear installation. We are changing the tires on the Pivot. It came stock with the Icons, Maxxis Icons. Decent tire, real low rolling resistance, and pretty fast tires, just not as grippy as I'm used to. I've always been a fan of the Racing Ralphs made by Schwalbe, and so we're going to switch these tires onto the Pivot. We're going to go with this new combination. It's not new out there to everybody, but it's new to me. Schwalbe has a combination of the Racing Ralph and the Racing Ray, so we're going to go with that combination. We'll do a quick little install. Alright, don't judge. The bike isn't super clean, neither is the wheel. Alright, keep in mind, a lot of these tires are directional, and this Racing Ralph, which is going on the back, is definitely directional. You can tell by the tread. It's pretty obvious, but there is just arrows on there that tells you to help you along. So for starters, we just get the one side going. Use the tire lever. Alright, I think I got one side on. You don't want to get it over this valve, of course. And start sliding on your second side. Try to get the whole. Actually, you don't want to push it all the way over yet because you're going to have to stretch this tire. So a little, I think, pro tip in my mind is leave that not all the way over to the edge, which is what you might want to do. Leave it right there so you can get the max stretch to get the other side on. Usually that snap sound is a good thing. There we go. Cool. So now it's pretty much on all the way around. Let me get the compressor started. Alright, I'm going to backtrack a little bit and go back to taking off your other tire. Take out your valve core, and that's going to let all the air out. And then once you take that other tire off, it's going to be a little messy if you were tubeless before. Just make sure that you wipe out the rim on the inside, get all that extra goop off, start fresh. So now that we've done that, didn't talk about that in the beginning, I'm going to put the valve core back in, and I'm going to try to get this to set up with the air compressor. I've heard that if you get it to take air with the air compressor, and get it beaded around the whole way, and then add your tubeless fluid after you're setting a little bit better. So let's give it a try. I have heard also different little tricks where if you wet or use a little bit of dish soap or something wet along the side here, it helps slip into place a little better. I'm going to try it first without doing that. Alright, handy little valve core remover. Alright, compressor is ready to go. This is much easier with the compressor, but people do it without all the time. The max pressure on this tire is 54 pounds, so I definitely don't want to go over that while I'm trying to get it to set. Okay, to put in your sealant, one of the kits I bought a while back just had this nice little Stan's no tube injector. This thing works pretty good, and you can measure the ounces right on the side. I've always been told to put in 4 ounces, and seems to work pretty well. This is 2 ounces, so I'm going to do this twice to get my 4 ounces. I'm going to screw this on first, thread it on. Once that's threaded on, you can grab your sealant, shake it really well. I'm using stands. There's all kinds of sealants out there nowadays. This can get a little messy, but and I'm going to spin the tire a little bit here, get it in a better position, and use the plunger. Push it in. There's 2 ounces. Let's put it back up top so we can measure and do 2 more. I'm gonna go a little under for all you weight weenies out there. You know what I'm talking about. Alright, spin it. Use the plunger. Minimal mess so far. Usually I do this and I make a giant mess. Alright, so now I'm going to put the valve cover back on. Valve core back on. Alright, it's all aired up. Now what I do is I put it back on the bike. And you notice how dirty your bike really is. Should clean this today. Holy cow. Clean or ride? Clean or ride? Maybe ride then clean. Anyway, what I do now is place it back on the bike and I spin it really good. Okay, like I say, I got it on there. And now I just like to get that fluid going. And I want to see how much wobble I got. Over to the front tire. Remove the bead on each side. Remove it off the bead, I should say. Try to get no-brainer stuff here, but if you haven't done it, just get that one tire lever in there, and then I just pull like so. So be careful, you got goop in there. But then a lot of times you can just pull that top over like so. Once again, you're gonna have tons of goop in there, so grab the wheel, set it out of the way, go get rid of some of the goop. While your old sealant is still wet in your tire, wipe it out. This is gonna be nice for you if you use the tire again, and or if you sell these tires, it's gonna be nice to who buys them. Instead of leaving a big ball or a nasty webbing of rubber in here, just wipe it out. Then get all the sealant off your wheel. Ooh, careful, don't peel your tape. That's something worth mentioning as well. You might want to, if your wheel rim came tubeless ready, so it's already going to have your rim tape in there, but you might want to inspect your rim tape. Make sure there's no cracks or crevices or holes. This is a newer bike, so there should not be any problem here yet. Alright, so putting on your racing ray, putting on your front, just make sure your brake is on the right side, the correct side, not the right side, and start getting the one side of your tire on. Once you get the one side on, that's what you do the other. Because I don't want my front tire to wobble at all, I think I am going to try to lube the side so that I get a really good set when it gets into the bead. I'm going to try this out. This is just a cleaner, not heavy duty. Somebody's gonna tell me this was a bad idea, but I'm gonna try it. That's what I wanted to hear. Alright, so now let's put sealant in. Let the air out, put sealant in. Injector connected. Come back to the top. Remember, you do have a little bit of fluid going into the hose, so you might not have to go all the way up to the tube. Plunger in. Plunger in. For that 4 ounces. Place the core. You guys gotta be getting used to this by now. Cranked it back up to a high pressure, and then what I didn't do on that last tire is I usually like to do a little bit of this, try to get that sealant right in the crack on both sides. Same thing over here. Let's try to get that sealant everywhere in there. Yeah, once you're done with that, place the tire back on, take it for a little ride. The more you ride them, once you're done putting new sealant in and going tubeless, the more you ride them right off the bat, the better they're gonna set, from my experience. So heading to the trail later today, gonna try out the new Racing Ralph and the Racing Ray combination. So looking forward to it. Just a little gear review and install for you guys. Subscribe to this YouTube channel for mountain biking, hiking, adventures, everything fun, kayaking. See you on the next one.